Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Boisterous, joined by Cadoink, bringing you some Platinum League Pandemonium out of the map Boisterous Plateau. So, Cadoink, why don't you just go ahead and introduce our two players to us for this game.
Alright, we do have IndigO spawning as the red Zerg player on the bottom left-hand corner of Boisterous Plateau. And his opponent is the blue Zerg uraopenbook. Probably one of the coolest names I've ever seen. Like, usually names aren't sentences, so that's rather interesting in my opinion. But we do have a ZVZ here on Boisterous Plateau, which I am very excited to watch.
I'm actually fairly certain that his name is pronounced uraopenbook. Yeah,
okay.
It's a Native American term.
Yeah. For the sake of pronunciation and my lack of ability in pronouncing things, I'm gonna just say you're an open book, or I might just call him Book. But props to the Native Americans.
If anybody actually thinks that was serious, it was not. I apologize to any confused viewers right now. Do not go looking up that phrase, because it might mean something, and it might mean something extremely rude, so you probably just don't want to know.
Very true.
Anyway, we have IndigO going for a very fast pool. It's actually a pool before his first Overlord. It looked like it was an 8 pool, maybe even a 7 pool. Definitely cheesy.
Not exactly the most common cheese either. Usually we see something like a 6 pool or a 10 pool. I feel like 7 or 8 is kind of an awkward time to put your pool down.
Yeah, but I mean, 7 or 8 pools are great because even you get your Zerglings out a bit slower, but you get them much faster after that. Like, this is what I always did in like team games, because I used to play a lot of team games. I figured out that if you get an 8 pool, then you can actually get like 4 or 5 groups of Zerglings, and just instead of just like 3 that you can get with a 6 pool, and then you can move out to your opponent's base, and it happens at essentially the same time. And we see the first 3 packs of Zerglings heading on over to the blue Zerg's base. As he does drop down a Spinecrawler, so he did scout this coming, which is very nice for him.
Yeah, that Spinecrawler is going to help a lot. I feel like I like the positioning being in the middle line. It will protect the drones a little more. Maybe could be a little bit better, but it should be able to hold this off.
It would be able to hold this off. However, it would appear that there is a second Spinecrawler going down in his base, except this one is of course controlled by the red Zerg, which puts a big damper on his ability to defend.
Yeah, that is not good at all. I do like how uraopenbook has surrounded his Spinecrawlers with his drones to kind of help protect it. We'll be able to push that back. But yeah, the Spinecrawler did just finish, so we'll see if that does any damage. Kind of moving it to the left, I feel like maybe he should try to get it a bit closer.
I think that's actually within perfect range of the spawning pool. And it is.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is perfect. Very nice.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a test of how much uraopenbook has been playing StarCraft Master, seeing if he truly understands the mechanics of this game.
Yeah, definitely going to be needing some very micro-intensive stuff to take this out, especially with only 4 Zerglings and 1 Queen. I would like to see him even put down maybe another Queen, start getting another Queen in case this Queen is picked off when he chooses to engage that Spinecrawler.
Yeah, and IndigO is actually completely transitioning out of this and going for a hatchery as natural. So, you know, pretty standard build, building a Spinecrawler in your opponent's base, followed by actually playing the game. Because no one ever wants to start off a game serious, let's be honest.
I know, right? Sometimes you just had a bad string of losses and you just kind of want to end someone very quickly. So that could be IndigO's story. I do like how he expanded behind this, so it's not 100% cheese. You know, he hopefully will be able to hold off these Zerglings. I see some Zerglings popping out for IndigO at this time, and he also is getting up his own Spinecrawler in his base. However, this expansion is a little bit in danger.
Yeah, and this is still 13 Zerglings breaking up his main. Actually, 2 died, so now it's down at like 12. And the Queen is going to go down from IndigO, and that is bad. His Spinecrawler is actually going to stay alive because the Zerglings decide to target the drones, and he did not kill a lot of drones. He only killed 3. And considering the fact that IndigO killed 2, I mean, he's still pretty behind after this.
Yeah, I feel like You're an Open Book could have done more damage, especially considering You're an Open Book has Zergling speed, while IndigO does not. And that makes a lot of difference when you're doing these little small Zergling versus Zergling engagements.
Yeah, it really does. And there's still a lot of Zerglings here. Yeah.
Yeah. They might be able to get this hatchery down. However, IndigO has quite a bit of Zerglings now, and he's putting a Spine Crawler down as well. So, yeah, he should be fine now at this point.
And just as a sync check, I'm at 740 right now.
Yeah, I just hit 740.
Right.
I'm at
We're
43.
close enough.
Yeah, pretty good. So Baneling Nest is going down for You're an Open Book. I've heard a lot from my Zerg friends that ZVZ is quite often Zergling, Baneling, Micro, and then whoever gets the first round of mutas. So we'll see how this game plays out and if it plays out in that fashion. And hopefully this little Baneling bust will do some damage for You're an Open Book.
And just to
I feel like
just to add a little bit of my own Zerg expertise, those games suck. I don't understand how people enjoy playing those games. So if you miss one micro decision, it is over. And we might be seeing that right here. You're an Open Book is diving into the main with these Banelings, and this is not good. Oh, the drones. Oh my god. Oh my god, 16 workers killed for You're an Open Book. Wow.
Not good at all.
That was a ridiculous Baneling explosion. And it would look like these Zerglings are now just going for the main hatchery. Are these Zerglings that are popping out? Yes, indeed they are, but he's down to 8 workers. That's not what IndigO wants at this point in the game. Of course, he is managing to pick off all the Zerglings, but is You're an Open Book just going to commit to this? I feel like he is. And yeah, there's 10 more Zerglings coming out. I think he might just be committing to the all-in at this point. And IndigO really needs to start blocking that ramp of his and just praying to God that another wave doesn't come through before he can build up enough drones to really macro his way out of this. And he should probably drop down like a 3rd and 4th Spine Crawler.
I agree with that completely. I do like how he does have 2 base, so he can get his drone count up quicker than You're an Open Book can. So his economy will be stronger in the long run if he is able to hold this. However, Zerglings are back into the main for IndigO. And, oh man, more drones and more Zerglings going down, as well as a Queen, which should be picked off here in a second. Yes, it does go down. So yeah, IndigO's in a lot of trouble here. He really needs to protect his front a little better.
Yeah, you might want to speed up your game for like 10 seconds and then slow it back down again. I think we're like 3 or 4 seconds off, just by the way.
Alright. Where are you?
10:55. Just hit it.
10:55.
And 11 minutes.
Alright, I accidentally paused it. Okay, tell me when you hit 11:15.
Right. We see this giant Zergling attack coming down, and 11:15. The blue Zerglings are being forced back across the map to You're an Open Book's base. And IndigO Zerglings, this is a really... I don't know who can win this engagement. I mean, 4 Banelings are coming out, and it looks like the blue player does have more Zerglings. Are these Banelings going to finish in time? I think that's the major question for this engagement, and it looks like the answer is going to be yes.
Oh, wow.
The answer was most certainly yes.
Yeah. If we look at the unit counting station, we see that IndigO's actually way ahead in the economy front. He has 20 drones to You're an Open Book's 11 drones. So if he does manage to hold this off, which he has a nice little wall at this point, even has a Queen on his ramp to hopefully do some more blocking, he should come out ahead if he can hold this.
Yeah, I still think he should be going for more Spine Crawlers, though. Because, I mean, I guess he did see the hatchery coming up, and now that You're an Open Book is getting his own hatchery, his economy is probably going to start rocketing up. However, he had to stop making drones at 11. That's still a very weak economy. I feel like IndigO could quite safely just put up like 2 or 3 more Spine Crawlers and still be fine. And that's really the key to ZVZ, especially in these situations. It's just more defensive structures.
Yeah, and we did see a little Baneling run in right there, and so I'm surprised at how few drones they killed. I felt like the Baneling was kind of surrounded by the drones.
Yeah, but if you look at the drones, all of them are in the red. Like, literally every drone was in the red right there.
Yeah, I do see that.
That was not a good situation for those drones. They all lost like 4 limbs, and they're just limping around a little bit now, trying to carry their minerals back to the base. And it looks like more Zerglings are coming out from IndigO and going over to You're an Open Book's base. is he going to have the banelings to defend? I'm not sure. He does have quite a few Zerglings, actually. He'll be fine. He has a lot of Zerglings and quite a few and 2 spine crawlers, which should be plenty to defend this attack. And yeah, it looks like the red Zerg is going to be pushed back.
Yep. And his Nat is not mining anything right now. IndigO's Nat, I should say. And You're an Open Book doesn't have much either in the way of a natural. So this is pretty much like just a Zergling battle constantly, which I think is interesting. I feel like one of the players should really just back off and focus on defending and getting a killer economy so that they can really close the deal.
Yeah, I think that's what IndigO is now kind of stepping into. However, the issue is that you need to defend quite a few Zergling waves until that economy starts picking up, and if you just can't defend them, then you'll lose the game right out. And actually, I was completely wrong. Yeah. IndigO is moving across the center of the map again for another attack.
Yeah, I think this is a really poor decision. He saw those 2 spine crawlers. He knows that You're an Open Book has a ton of Zerglings, even morphing in banelings, which IndigO doesn't even have a baneling nest. So I feel like this is a poor decision. He really should just back off. Which he is running away right now. Oh, maybe not.
I don't know what IndigO is trying to do. He can't really put pressure on if You're an Open Book has banelings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow. All banelings going down there.
Yeah.
So yeah, at this point, you just got to defend. And did his Roach Warren get canceled? Because he's building in his Nat right now, and it wasn't his main.
I think his Roach Warren did get canceled in his main. And I actually like the positioning at the Nat more because it kind of adds in a second really easy to defend choke point. And if he needs to, he can just pull his drones into that choke point and just hold position them, and that'll give him time to get out extra Zerglings or get out extra defensive units. And we see IndigO building 8 Roaches, I think? Yeah, 8 Roaches coming out from IndigO.
Yeah.
So that is going to be a fairly scary force, especially in this game that's just been Zergling Baneling so far. It looks like You're an Open Book is going for his own Roach Warren, but that, of course, is going to be much later. He's also getting his lair. So we're seeing some pretty serious tech out of You're an Open Book. I wonder what he's actually going to try to do with that lair.
It'd be interesting to see if he could get up mutas. I mean, he doesn't really have that much gas, so he can't really sustain it. But if he did get mutas, I feel like it could hurt IndigO quite a bit, seeing as IndigO doesn't really have that much in the way of anti-air. He does have 2 queens in his main and 1 in his Nat. But if he really wanted, he still could get some damage done. And here comes a Roach attack from IndigO going into the natural of You're an Open Book. But I don't know if it's going to do a lot of damage, as You're an Open Book's Roaches are just now popping out, and he does have these 2 spine crawlers here.
Yeah, he did manage to run some Zerglings into his main, and those Zerglings are actually wreaking havoc in the mineral line. He managed to kill off like 7 or 8 workers there, and it looks like IndigO did a reasonable amount of damage. I mean, definitely not the amount of damage that he wished for, because I'm betting that he just wanted to kill You're an Open Book there, but it wasn't going to happen. It just was not his day. And it looks like IndigO is actually bringing out 22 Zerglings, so he's trying to bait You're an Open Book into going for like really defensive against Roaches and getting a lot of Roaches of his own, and then he's just going to try to swing in with Zerglings and try to snipe the main, I'm guessing, at this point.
Yeah, that might be a good decision. However, I still feel like he should just hold on. I mean, he's ahead in the drone count. He's going to have an upgrade advantage because he's going to have his +1. Actually, he does have his +1 attack for his Roaches. And this little attack came in, and I mean, it's kind of shutting down the main from mining. But in the end, I feel like rather than doing a lot of these little attacks, now that he's ahead, he should just kind of pull back, because You're an Open Book is getting quite a bit of Roaches up right now. And if he keeps throwing away Zerglings, he might be in for a world of hurt if those Roaches attack.
He's actually going right back into hard droning. He just pulled out a round of 12 drones. So his natural and his main are both going to be fully saturated, essentially. His main is actually a little bit oversaturated. And if we look at the unit counting station, he has a ridiculous amount more drones than his opponent does. Like, a ridiculous amount. It's 43 to 26.
Yeah, floating quite a bit of minerals as well. I like that he built a macro hatch. It's going to allow him to pump out a lot more units. However, this is what I was talking about. You're an Open Book coming in with a ton of Roaches, and oh well, IndigO is getting 13 of his own popping out right now, so he'll be fine. But it's kind of a little bit
Yeah,
close.
I feel like if uraopenbook had actually decided to commit there, he would have at least been able to do some damage and at least, I don't know, maybe sniped off the spine crawlers before having to back out from the other roaches. And getting those spine crawlers down is actually pretty important in this matchup because then your opponent really doesn't have a big defender's advantage just because of how fast Zerglings can reinforce across the map and things like that. However, it looks like the SimCity from IndigO is just getting a bit ridiculous. He's dropping his second Evo chamber, trying to make sure that his mineral line is a little bit less easy to destroy with banelings, as has been happening in the past. He also looks like he's going to be going for a third.
Yeah, he is moving the drone up at the top. I just hit 21:45 just to make sure we are in sync. And yeah, this is very SimCity-like. It's interesting. You don't normally see Zerg putting down this many structures and putting that much thought into the way their buildings are and where their buildings are. So I do like this from the Zerg player from IndigO.
Swell of Zerglings is swinging out from IndigO along with quite a few roaches. This is going to be a pretty scary attack. Of course, uraopenbook has prematurely dropped down two spine crawlers, which brings him up to 4. Plus his roach force, which is going to be able to tank for his spine crawlers fairly well. He's probably going to be fine, especially because all of his roaches are blocking the main passages. But IndigO's going to go for it. Oh my god, some of these Zerglings can slip in, and they are going to be going for not the main base. Probably should have gone for the main base, but...
Yeah, I feel like they should have, because these roaches are doing a ton of damage, seeing as they're at +1/+1. But he will have to pull back now because those spine crawlers just do so much damage, have such good range. But I like how he's kind of keeping them outside the front of uraopenbook's base, kind of keeping tabs on that. And I feel like he could reinforce this pretty easily and do a lot of damage.
We have uraopenbook having 9 Mutalisks just popping out right now. And that is not good for IndigO, because he has nothing to compete with that. He actually does have an infestation pit, but he does not have pathogen glands yet, and that's what you really need to deal with Mutalisks. You need to be able to pop out infestors and just fungal them right away. And it looks like this Mutacloud is going to be flying in. Let's see how much damage it can manage to pull off. It's going for Queens first. Interesting decision, not exactly a bad one, but
Yeah. He could have had a transfuse down on the Queens, but he did miss that. He really needs to pull his drones away and put down some spore crawlers, which he is putting down a ton of spore crawlers in his gnat. Look at this. I think I count 7 of them. And he's also going for the big counterattack himself, looking like he's going to, which these roaches should be able to do a lot of damage.
There's not a whole lot of Mutalisks in his main base. I think this main pack of Mutalisks is going to have to be, why is he not targeting the infestation pit?
Yeah, I know, that's a free infestation pit. And the infestors are now coming out, and he is working on the pathogen glands. And, oh, I like this by IndigO getting Burrow so that uraopenbook can't attack the roaches with the Mutalisks. However, uraopenbook is very smart, and he is getting Overseer up.
The Burrowing Claws is complete. All those roaches have their fancy mohawks. And they're going right into the mineral line. They're going right into the main base, and those Zerglings are going to be able to see him, the Overseer.
Oh, they really need to pop up and start doing some damage. No use taking as much damage as they are from the Mutas and the Zerglings. He will or should be popping up soon and trying to pick off the Spire, I guess. Maybe?
It looks like he's going to try to snipe the Spire. Yeah,
there he goes.
Now, of course, roaches are kind of interesting, because underground, they have a lot more life because of how fast they regenerate. Like, if you just watch these roaches that are getting targeted by the Zerglings, they are dying extremely slowly. I mean, it's almost like they're getting healed by medevacs at this point. And considering the fact that all of these Zerg units don't do a whole lot of damage to single targets, especially the Mutalisks, they have the bouncing attacks, it's kind of like fighting Marine medevac with Mutalisks. It just doesn't work as well. Even though the roaches can't really fight back against Mutalisks.
Yeah, he did do enough damage, though, as he's going to have to put down his Spire now, and he doesn't have another spawning pool. I think it's weird that he's not starting one. I think that's something that's good to have.
Oh,
yeah, I just caught that.
Oh, my God. That is not good. You do not want to lose these Mutalisks after losing your Spire. Ouch. Does he have another fungal? No, he doesn't. That doesn't matter. Wow. That was...
Yeah. And I think it's interesting he's going Hydra, considering how little he's spread his creep. He put down a creep tumor just now. Looks like he's going to be trying to do that, but man, Hydras are slow, and if you don't have that creep spread and your Hydras are stuck out in the middle of the map, your open book's Muta attacks in the main are going to do a lot more damage, especially since there are no spore crawlers in the main, no queens even, so he could come in and take out that infestation pit if he wanted to. Even maybe getting a layer.
It's interesting that IndigO seems to be playing the campaign in his natural with like 19 different spore crawlers, and then he just doesn't have any in his main.
Yeah, his nat is just, it looks like a main condensed into like a really small area. It's almost hilarious, and tons of spore crawlers. Yeah, he just doesn't want to lose that base.
And it looks like the third base from IndigO is still kind of there. It's just not doing anything currently. I would expect to see some drones transfer over there. However, is IndigO not mining gas anymore? IndigO has one worker on gas over all of his expansions.
Yeah.
He should...
And the reason his third wasn't saturated was Urine Open Book did attack that earlier with some Zerglings, and that's why it's really low in health. So now he is just transferring some drones over there and getting it saturated up. And I like how he's finally spreading his creep. We can see that going across the map. He knows those Hydras need the speed. And so yeah, IndigO's looking like he's in a pretty strong position.
Looking pretty nice. However, it looks like Urine Open Book is not going to be transitioning back into Mutalisks, which is definitely the correct decision at this point in the game. After your opponent has Infestors and Hydralisks, it's just not worth getting more Mutalisks. They'll just get torn to shreds, no matter how well you can control them or how well you can position them.
Yeah, I agree. I like this mass roach that Urine Open Book is doing. I feel like it could do a lot of damage. I'd also like to see him get his third saturated up. It's currently nothing mining there. His minerals are quite high, but I still feel like he has too many drones in his natural, so he should move those. But it looks like he's going to be going in for an attack, seeing if he can do some damage.
I do believe the answer to the question of can you do damage is going to be no. There's way too many fungals. This is getting a bit ridiculous.
Yeah,
there's even an infestor with full energy that hasn't spent anything yet. Oh my god. So many fungals.
I just hit 3120.
Yep,
just to keep tabs.
7, 8, 9, 30.
Alright. I am a little tad bit ahead.
Yep.
But it is no big deal. A lot of infestors on the field for IndigO. I like this quite a bit. Heart infestors, he says, actually. So yeah, infestors are really, really good, and I like that he's building quite a bit of them.
Talking to him through the space-time continuum. You were just really nailing with those comments about the infestors. He just understands.
That's true, man. He preemptively read my mind as he was playing this game.
He was like, "This is definitely going to be a co-cast. I'm going to go right to the co-caster. It's going to be awesome."
Yeah.
And it looks like the infestors heart him back, and the roaches do not heart the infestors. No.
No, roaches are they do not like infestors, unless they're on their side, of course. But some banelings going out right now for Urine Open Book. I don't think they'll be able to do much damage. In fact, it'd be pretty funny to see these banelings get fungled, but no, they will go in and kill the Zerglings, but
I won't lie, I got a bit scared there for IndigO. Yeah, that was...
Yeah.
When those Zerglings those banelings, started swinging around for those infestors, I was like, come on, man. F button. F.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we have roaches defending the third, and they're perfectly clumped up to be hit by one fungal, and after another fungal, and all of them die. However, they did slice down quite a few Zerglings, and because IndigO's army is mostly infestors, he doesn't have any damage.
Right, he needs to run away, which he is doing, and resupply his army. Going for Hydras, which I think is kind of a weak choice, considering that the roaches are quite strong. However, I guess I was wrong.
Definitely an awful choice in this situation. After your opponent stops going Mutalisks because you have infestors, you can kind of transition into your own roach infestor army. and then you're good. You're set after that point, especially if you can go for some sort of T3 tech, like a Broodlord, maybe. Broodlords absolutely destroy roaches. It's disgusting. And Hydras are definitely not the correct decision for this level. For this level of the game.
Yeah, I agree. Some good fungal growths going down for IndigO, picking off or trying to pick off those roaches, and he did just resupply his own roaches, so it looks like he will be able to push back this little force.
Is he still not mining any gas? Alright, there's 3 workers. He has 6 workers on gas.
Wow, and do you see this queen spazzing out in the main?
Dancing queen.
I know, right? Do you think it can't get out? Is that the problem?
That would be weird, though, because that just looks like a common spawn point for the queen. I wonder if it just needs to inject. Just needs to get some of that energy off its back, and then it can walk out calmly.
That's hilarious. I've never seen that before.
And it would appear like he's fallen a bit behind on his larva injects, and he has quite a few drones that are kind of just sitting where the minerals used to be in the natural, and not at all mining any one of the 6 gas geysers he has, which he should probably get mining, because gas, it's a good resource. I mean, it's not the best resource. Actually, it's kind of the best resource, unless you count knowledge, because knowledge is power.
Yeah, knowledge is power indeed. We do see that uraopenbook had about 1,000 gas, now going down to 500. He could loan IndigO some, however that wouldn't be the wisest decision in a 1v1 situation. But yeah, hopefully IndigO will realize that he is very gas low and he should be putting guys on gas.
I think he is getting a gas geyser at his 3rd, which probably means he's going to be mining gas out of there. Of course, he also has 2 other gas geysers that he already has and just aren't mining gas. I know I'm kind of hammering this into the ground, but IndigO, just mine your freaking gas.
Yeah, we do have Mutas coming in to the 3rd, so not only will he have to defend this, but it could also give him the opportunity to see that his gas geyser has finished and that he does need transfer drones. However, every single drone going down there, and the 3rd looks dangerously low on health, although uraopenbook having to pull back because IndigO is coming in with a huge attack of roaches into uraopenbook's 3rd.
uraopenbook is not leaving, he's just going to go right for the 4th. How many workers? Oh! I just opened up the workers kill tab, and I cried a little bit on the inside. 80. And IndigO has lost 83 drones this game. That's insane. And this is the point in the game where I would just like to celebrate. Our 2 players have completed their achievement of killing 100 of each other's workers in total. Good job, players. They're actually up at like 115 right now. So well done all around by everybody involved.
Yeah, 83 workers is like just about more than DRG builds in a single game of StarCraft.
That's
that is pretty impressive.
How many drones does he have right now? He has 7. He has 7 drones.
Oh. 7 drones at the 39:10 second mark. 39 minutes 10 seconds.
They are all mining gas. Yep. Well done, drones.
Are they really?
You figured it out. The secret to StarCraft. Gas.
Yeah, they were. But he doesn't have any money either. Down to 73 minerals.
Really has money at this point. Now, of course, uraopenbook is still stockpiling gas just in case there's a shortage in the future, which is probably going to come down to about right now because neither of them really have any bases left. Yeah.
Right.
And it looks like IndigO is finally going to get back to mining the minerals. He has 2 drones mining minerals. Let's look at his income. Let's just watch this thing skyrocket. Oh yeah, 40 minerals per minute. Boom. Boom.
Boom.
He's going to be able to build a worker every minute. And, yeah, he's going to be able to build 2 workers every minute at this point. Yeah.
Well, that's good. If we look at the production tab, there is absolutely nothing being produced for either player. Oh, there's a drone. Hello. Yeah, and he does have a few Hydras left, which I didn't think he did. He's even moving out with his queens.
Yeah, it would appear that we have reached that point in the game where it's like the 40-minute start of the game. Yeah.
Right. Right. I know what you're talking about. I've been watching MLG all weekend, and there were surprisingly several games like that where it got real late. Everyone was basically dead, and then there's just some crazy like base trading, start of the game sort of scenarios.
Yeah, I forget where I watched a game like this previously, but I remember watching a game where like I nodded off halfway through the game because it was like 3 in the morning. And I woke up and I was like, wait a second, did the Zerg switch spawn positions? And he had completely lost his main and re-expanded to the bottom right-hand corner and just built another base. The game was like
goodness.
an hour and 20 minutes long. It was insane.
That's hilarious, man. We do have long-distance mining for OpenBook. You're an OpenBook. Even has a drone waiting for the opportunity to have enough minerals to put down a hatchery.
Of course, that's actually going to happen on the next return of minerals. However, we have the elite platoon of 9 units coming out from IndigO, getting ready to just ravage his opponent's base. Is he going to go for fungling the mineral line? Now, of course, because it's long-distance mining, he won't be able to fungal nearly as many drones as he wants to. And there the hatchery is going down. Oh god, infested Terrans.
Yeah, beautiful little circle there too. Should actually do quite a bit of damage. I do like this little team of 9, 3 Hydras, 3 Queens, 3 Infestors. Oh, but the Infestors going past the Spine Crawlers when there is detection, so they will be in a lot of hurt. IndigO going in with his Hydras and Queens to pick off the Spine Crawlers, but
God,
it's
like
not looking very good.
Azeroth Warzone and playing as Lordaeron with Paladins. That's right, there's a whole of 7 people in the audience that will get that one. Warcraft 3 Customs for the win.
Yeah. Wow, very good transfuses, keeping all his units alive.
And he's gonna win with 3 Hydras and 3 Queens.
Yeah, probably the coolest unit composition I've ever seen. Going up north for whatever reasons, and actually, oh no, some Zerglings for IndigO to ruin this nice little party of 6. Definitely not as cool of a unit composition anymore.
Damper moved, and You're an Open Book says GG. GG. Is he gonna leave? There we go. All right.
GG. Finally.
Excellent. And actually it ended at 4-4-4-4. Look at that replay.
I know. I was about to make note of that. Yeah. That's absolutely incredible. I think he was just waiting for that. He was like, you know what, if we're going to end the game, let's end it on a cool number.
Cadoink, do you have anywhere where people can reach you or get replays from you or watch games that you do and play and all that other shenanigans?
Yeah, if you guys want to see games that I have casted or more co-casts between Boisterous and I, you can check out Cadoink Studios. You can go to youtube.com/user/Cadoink Studios or just search it into the search bar. And yeah, I put up a lot of StarCraft videos. I also put up videos of other games that my friends and I play together every now and then. And yeah, more videos to come. If you guys want any
other Boisterous action, you can head on over to youtube.com/user/BoisterousSC2. And if you want your games commentated, you can send them on into boisteroussc2@gmail.com. There will also be a link down in the to a Battle.net thread down in the description for the video that you should go into and post in and complain. Just complain about everything. It makes it much more entertaining to read. Yeah.
Yeah, complaining is everyone's favorite thing to do, for sure.
So anyway, this is Boisterous. Signing out.
This is Cadoink.